you treating yourself to something that maybe you couldn't afford before that now you can?
Be honest.
Be honest.
Investing. That's the most important thing my parents taught me to invest. But maybe at the end of the year, a dinner with the guys and the teammates or something like that. But nah, nothing. Investing.
Was this a quick process, or was this talks going for a while?
I mean, yeah, it was talks throughout the year, but I just wanted to remain focused on the games and stuff, and not let it be a big thing. And it just eventually found the place, and it was a relaxed thing. It was more focused on the field and let that type of stuff just happen.
But does it give you peace of mind? Does it sort of allow you to now focus, not that you weren't focused before on the game, but having this behind you, does it give you more security and make you feel a little more carefree going into this final stretch?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really stressing about it though, honestly. Honestly, like I just said, I was focused on the games and stuff, and I just let like agents and stuff handle it, and I knew whatever happened would happen, and again, I wasn't really stressing about it, so not really.
From homegrown, playing in the academy, then now Chase Stadium, and then obviously next year Miami Freedom Park.
Yeah.
What does the progress kind of mean to you, and what will it mean to play there in like kind of a third Miami chapter?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I think everyone's looking forward to playing in the new stadium, and I think it's a pretty cool feeling because like as a kid, like there wasn't from the academy starting, there wasn't really anyone that was a homegrown like that had this pathway, and now to see like not only myself but Benha, who now moved on to Italy, Ian Frey, who's now you know a really good player on this team, a really important player, David Ruiz, and many others that had also been through it. So it's nice to see like that what they told us in the beginning is like happening now. They told us in the beginning. I remember the coaching staff and Javi Morales, Victor Pastor, telling us that we're the future of the team. We're the pathway, and now it's exciting that we can be an example to younger academy kids. Having the dream to play for this club one day.
You've been here from practically the beginning, so you've seen a lot of things that have happened over the years. One tendency that we've seen from the outside is a new contract is signed, and then shortly thereafter, players have been moved on. Is there any concern on your part in regards to that, or do you think you'll be sticking around here long term?
Not really. I don't know what will happen. Obviously, anything can happen in this game, and this game is so you know day to day. I'm focusing right now on just playing and finishing out this year, to win the MLS Cup with the team. But again, anything can happen, and my goal is to be here and to win trophies with the team. So.
No, talking about those guys you mentioned, you all have made it to a national team. Ian got the call up to go to Jamaica now. David's with Honduras. You're with Greece now. Can you talk a little bit about that and how have you helped each other and your experience because you were with the national team, the under 21 in Europe, and how is it different with what you live with the U.S.?
How Greece is different?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think the game's a little different in the like European international aspect. The tactics are a bit different styles. It's kind of like win now over there, and no, I think it's good. International, especially to represent your country. Like it's always an honor, and for me to represent my mom's country, it's probably my biggest honor. So, and I think for Ian and David as well, I think it's great, and I'm super happy for them, and I know that they're happy to go as well. But yeah, no, I think it's cool, and yeah, it's again, it's definitely different than here a little bit, but we go with having to go with the same goal of winning our games for our country, and then coming back and performing and winning games here as well.
DC United tomorrow. You guys played them not too long ago, although there was heavy rotation as you guys been in the Leagues Cup. What do you expect from them tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we expect nothing less of them coming out and competing and playing really hard. We're not looking at like the standings or anything. We know that every game in the MLS will be difficult no matter what, and we're gonna go out there with the same mentality that we went out there with Seattle. Wanting to win the game and playing our style of football. So yeah, nothing less than that.
Can you talk about just going off the Seattle game with having Jordy up front, you back at left back, and how that went, and the what's kind of the team mentality right now? The pressure to move up the table. I think you're in sixth now after the games the other day.
I don't think that there's a ton of pressure. I think we're taking things game by game, right? We know that we want to win every game now to finish off the year, the next 7 to 8 games that there is. So I think we're focusing now game by game. DC United's coming up. We know that we have to get 3 points. We know that we have to win. And I think, look, we're 3 games behind everyone, so there's not a reason for us to like have that sort of anxiousness, I guess you could say. More so, let's just focus on winning this game and then winning the next game, winning the game after that, because that's how you climb the table in MLS.
Can you talk about that? How it worked with Jordy up front? That really seemed to work, even though it was done out of necessity. But can you just talk about how the team played against Seattle?
Yeah, I thought we played well, and I thought we went out there obviously wanting redemption for the final. But not only that, we had two losses in a row that, really hurt the team, and we knew that it was a big game that we had to win. It was a must-win to regain confidence going into this last stretch of the season. So, and yeah, I felt like, the team overall, has that fluidity, and we're, getting to where we want to be.
You think maybe the fact that you're missing so many players, the other day, I think there were like 6 players on the bench, maybe has brought you guys together and maybe focus a little bit more on your responsibilities, because there's not a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, the group has a good togetherness, but yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously difficult when there's players injured, but at the same time, the players injured are still around the facility, and you could tell that they really want to get back. So as a teammate who's playing, it's good to see that, because then it's like, it's unlucky, but at least, the players that are injured are working really hard to get back, and like you see that they care, like they're not like just injured because, you see that every single injured player, wants to get back and fight for their spot and fight for the team. So I think that kind of keeps the group together, and I think that's something that we have right now is that, yes, unfortunately there is injured players, and the depth is, thin right now, but we know that, if we can continue to win games and continue to, move to game by game, players will come back and into the group and, fresh and hungry like they are now,
I want to ask, there was a video a while back, if you could rewind. I think it was a video I saw with your dad and you were in the car, and David Beckham called to let you know that I think that you had made the academy.
Yeah,
Was that it?
yeah.
Can you remember that moment? Can you recall that moment? From that moment to now, I mean, just sort of describe that car ride and getting that call from David Beckham saying that you had made the Intermiami Academy. What do you remember?
Yeah, I remember it was it was an email just saying like that I got accepted into the academy. I remember I just finished the game with Weston at the time. We won, and then I got in the car, and like usually usually I'm not like with all like the video stuff, like my mom like recording me and stuff. I was like, why is she recording me and stuff? And I didn't get mad at her, but I was like I had a side eye, like what are you doing, and then she gave me her phone, and then I opened up the video, and I was just like, it's crazy, because like I didn't, like, obviously everyone at that time was like nervous, to know if they were making the academy and stuff. Everyone was chatting every day, like, oh, you get an email, this and that. And yeah, it was a great moment, and looking back at it now, it's just crazy to think about it, because now I get to play for the team that I was dreaming of playing for.
What are we investing in?
Stocks, of course. Yeah, SoFi.
You told us that Giannis was your idol. I bet you saw that Chris won bronze in the Eurobasket. Can you
Yes.
talk a little bit how his story and his brother's story inspired you?
Yeah, no, he's great. I watched it over there. I watched a bunch of games over there. No, he's great. I mean, for what he's done for the basketball in Greece, and just the sport aspect. Honestly, the country, right? I think the whole country of Greece is inspired by him, and I think for me, it's a pleasure watching him play basketball, but also off the field, how he is as a husband and father and stuff, and a person, an ambassador to Greece. I think it's unreal.